Alright, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today Sonny and I are inside of what is an abandoned condominium complex, but it was previously a very well-known resort and hotel. This place is a super cool one, super hyped to take you guys around this one. It's really cold, so I think we just want to get right on moving, warm ourselves up, so let's go around, see what we can find. Okay, so we are starting off in probably what is the most well-known building inside of this property, which is the iconic red theater. And this was actually, I believe, part of the original hotel, not what this property eventually became when it was turned into condominiums. This probably was just sitting here out of use during that period of time. But it's almost a shame. You can imagine how beautiful this would have been if they had put in the effort to upkeep it over the years. And it's just kind of sad. It does really feel like a waste looking at it this way, seeing the current state of it all. It's just so weird looking at these chairs and these tables and imagining how a lot of the guests from maybe the old hotel back in the 70s and 80s would be sitting here and making all these memories, laughing and probably crying at like the comedians and the entertainment. This was a location actually where a lot of comedians got their early start, which is a cool little fact. But yeah, I always tend to like try and visualize what these places looked like back in the day when, you know, they were at their peak, and, you know, what the memories of, you know, for all those people, the guests that were here, what that felt like to them sitting in this space, rather than me walking in here and just imagining it as an abandoned place, because there's just so many memories here and it's just nuts. It's just crazy that this is what's become of it all. It really is really sad. I decided to hop up to the stage and give you guys the stage perspective, which I guess technically this is the stage, but I feel like this is right here where maybe the comedians would actually be hanging out up here and giving their little spiel performance, you know, whatever they were up to. I'm just gonna give a little bit of an up close to this chandelier because I just think it's so pretty. And also up here too, I mean, this is why I remind myself to look up a lot in bandos, because you miss little details like how gold the ceiling probably used to be, and then you see all the little details like the lights and everything up here. Probably if they wanted to, you know, put a little spotlight up on the performer, or it was like a color show that went with the entertainment for that night. And tucked back here, it's pretty scrapped, and you can actually see this is pretty busted as well. I'll talk about this in a little bit more detail because there was a really bad fire in here that did lead to the condo being abandoned. I don't know if the fire actually affected this building. I wouldn't be surprised. But I thought it was cool that back here you can see like the kind of like the makeup room, the makeup mirror for like the entertainment who was here. Like this was kind of like their room to get ready in the back prior to performance. So some really well-known comedians, which I will not name them just to protect the location. But some really well-known performers got, like I said, got their start here, and they were hanging out right back here, which is super cool. I feel like the more I look around, the more like cool little details I see that I kind of like really integrate that red and gold theme, which I always appreciate. I am a very detail-oriented person, so I always find myself looking at kind of like the little images that make up a big picture rather than the other way around. So like I said, I always appreciate that. So while this room is absolutely stunning, I think we're gonna head on out of here and we're gonna probably make our way next to some of those apartment style condos that are still left on this property. Some are gonna be more damaged than others just because of that fire that broke out here a few years back that actually caused this place to be abandoned in the first place. But just hyped to see what's left, and I'm sure we're gonna find some cool stuff together. So let's head on over there. And as we're making our way towards those rooms, you can actually see all this evidence here of the fire that actually broke out. There is charred wood everywhere, and I feel like this is gonna be a common theme we're probably gonna come across in some of the above floors too. And hopefully it's stable, because the fire definitely took a toll on the structural integrity of this building. So that's why it's so important to be safe and be mindful of where you guys are walking, guys, especially while exploring buildings like this that have had fires. Please be safe out there. Here's even more of the kind of, I guess, evidence that there was a really bad fire here, and absolutely everything is like, you know, falling apart, crumbling. Like There's just piles of rubble. Just nuts. So we're inside one of the first of the many condos that are on this floor. And there's probably many, many more on the upper floors as well. There's a little kitchen. Very grimy. Making sense since this place has been abandoned for quite a few years now. But there's also a lot of things just kind of randomly left here too. Like some of it kind of personal, which I feel like makes sense. If there's a fire and you're in a rush, you're not gonna grab absolutely everything you need. You're just gonna grab the essentials and book it. So kind of crazy. We're also right by the road right now, so you can probably hear all of the cars going by. So there's that. And here is the other part of the room where, you know, main bedroom area, and got a little semi-looking comfy couch, and then a few appliances and random things again. Seems like a lot of stuff was left here after the fire, and who knows, maybe insurance kind of worked out what people needed, so it wasn't really the biggest deal for everyone to just leave this all in the heat of the moment, especially like I said, if there's a fire, you're not gonna, you know, come out grabbing millions of things. But we're gonna see what other ones are left down this hall, see if there's anything a little bit cooler left. So let's go. Okay, so this was actually one of the rooms I was really looking forward to seeing coming to this place, because I've seen a few explorers come here and specifically shoot this room, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Again, it's crazy to see how some of these rooms here are very decayed, and then some things like this are still very beautifully intact, and there's a actual solid floor that's not broken up yet. But you can see there's a lot of like older appliances and TVs, and even like Sonny pointed this out to me that this old guy here is from Blockbuster, so that's definitely really nostalgic. And other things here too, really for like, I don't even know, other things maybe for music or to go with the TV, I don't even know. And the nice luxury for this person, whoever was lucky enough to stay in this room, they had like a nice little balcony, and they got the view of the pool out here. You see their little chairs even out here still. You can imagine them just sitting right here, chilling. Maybe on a slightly warmer day than today, where they didn't have to shiver every 2 seconds like we are. But yeah, really cool. Really liking this explore so far. Also, why is there like this little like drawing? I don't even know. Like, I feel like if this was like maybe someone that you drew, I don't know, maybe it would be like someone you cared about or your loved one, maybe it would be something else you'd grab. But I don't know, I guess if you only get a few things that you can grab when you're evacuating during a fire, sometimes you gotta leave these like more personal things behind. Definitely really cool though. I do appreciate it, and it's pretty well drawn actually, so props to whoever out there drew this. Here's another one, another little condo. Not as much in this one, but a lot of natural decay, that's for sure. I thought this was actually really interesting though, because there's like a little American flag, and then you can also see a picture right here. It's very faded, but of maybe a soldier or I don't know, again, I'm not really great with the different types of uniforms. It's also really hard to make out, but yeah, I don't know, maybe if someone's a family member here, and again, like things they had to leave behind that they couldn't grab on their way out for their, you know, what they may not even realize was their last time being here. So that's really crazy to see, a very personal thing to have to leave behind. And yet another little condo apartment. What else would we expect? Granted, we are inside of a condominium, so yeah, not much of a surprise. But as you can see, this is what probably Sonny mentioned earlier when I was talking to him, like a better example of how some of these are gonna be a lot more chaotically messy than others. Like there's literally like dog toys in here, and there's a lot of family portraits and pictures in this one, which I won't film just out of respect for all of them, but some of them have like their dogs in the pictures, and so I guess poor little doggo didn't get to bring some of his toys out of the fire, so that's sad. There's also a few, again, cooler, like, older pieces of, like, tech here that I always appreciate. So, like, an older Sonny stereo and cassette player. So that's definitely cool. And a few other random things, like, strewn about. But, again, it's very cold. There's a lot left to see, so I'm not going to harbor on this one too much. This one here feels a little more like maybe an older woman was living here. It just gives me like a grandma feel just with how it's decorated. And again, there's a lot of like these fake plants everywhere, which I actually like a lot. I like how it looks in this state now. But like, you know, come on, this couch right here, totally grandma vibes. And then also kind of cool, there are kind of like these little plaques that probably were up on the wall. It says Shalom, and then what I'm assuming might be like a Jewish prayer. And we also have a menorah here for Hanukkah. So I'm assuming the tenant, maybe the older woman who lived here, from what I'm imagining, was Jewish. Here's something else kind of cool I stumbled upon in another one of the rooms. Is like this old like photo album, and it feels very like dated, like maybe at least the 80s or the 70s. I don't know. People, I'm gonna try to avoid like showing like up closes of the faces, but yeah, like just a lot of the memories maybe that they had, like traveling all over. And I know even my mom today, like she loves doing stuff like this, like putting all the pictures in and writing little dates. I almost wonder actually if this is this place or if this is something else. Maybe it's another hotel that they're in. It does have a kind of similar feel. Definitely crazy. Really cool though. Like, it's nuts that stuff like this is left here. Like, this is like so personal, and then, you know, I don't even know. It's just, I'm gonna leave it at that because I think there's more pictures here of like faces and people's kids and stuff. It's just, I don't really want to get like super up close and show all of that, but very cool. Kind of a special peek into someone's life here. So this room actually seems a bit different. It seems more like a suite style. Sonny's over there kind of doing his own thing too right now, but for the most part really fancy. Fortunately someone decided it'd be cool to push this over, so it shattered all over the ground. But there's like, you know, a lot of nicer furniture that you don't really see in these other rooms. It just looks very fancy, very nice, honestly. Even like these really pretty like plates to set the table. Who knows if they're like fine china. Very, very aesthetically pleasing. I like how this room looks a lot. And here is the adjoining bedroom, which again, very different vibe from the other rooms we've seen here, but kind of fancy, and I really like it, how it looks, and how a lot of the furniture is still intact and very matchy-matchy. Very pretty. A little bit more, like I said, like not as destroyed as the other ones, although there is like a lot of stuff all over the ground. As for like the actual room itself, like the ground's intact, the ceiling for the most part has like no signs of wear and tear. And it's always so cool is that in places like this, every single room, just depending on like it being an inch over one way or the other, it can just completely change how it looks and decays 20 years into the future, 10 years into the future. It's really quite strange how that works. Okay guys, so we're kind of wrapping up here. There's definitely so much more to be seen here, but it is absolutely freezing. I don't even know if you can tell that I'm like shaking literally right now. Just too cold to imagine. Maybe probably have to revisit in the summertime, as me and Sonny were saying. But I think we're just gonna head on out of here. Really dope explore today, and I'm looking forward to coming back.
Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed walking through and seeing the remains of this abandoned hotel with me. Definitely a cool spot, and I'm glad I could take you guys along. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and of course, like always, I'll catch ya in the next one.